What happens when the WNBA's golden goose gets hurt and the league pretends everything is fine? Caitlin Clark just broke her silence in a sit-down with Sue Bird, and this is the most in-depth public discussion she's had about her injury struggles. For the first time, she opened up about the emotional toll of being tossed into Game 30 without proper preparation, and how that experience changed her perspective on what her injured teammates had been going through all along. She described the mental challenge of watching from the sidelines while the league's viewership shifted dramatically in her absence. The vulnerability she shows in this interview reveals both the personal cost and the uncomfortable reality of her value to the WNBA. There's days where, it's a little bit easier and, you're very, very motivated and, you're right at close to the finish line of getting back and being back, and then, it's not like I have a training camp to, build up to, playing my first game again. It's no, you're tossed into Game 30, you don't try to play well, it's hard, it really is, and I think it has given me really good perspective on, what a lot of my teammates and people that teams I've been a part of, certain people have had to go through. I've never been through anything like this. Clark's injury struggles began early and hit without warning, forcing her to confront a reality she had never faced in her basketball career. The left quad injury during preseason was just the beginning of what would become a season-defining challenge. She missed 5 games with a left quad strain from May 28th to June 10th, then faced another setback with a left groin injury that sidelined her for 4 regular season games, plus the Commissioner's Cup final from June 26th to July 5th. The right groin injury that has kept her out since July 15th became the final straw in a stop-and-go season that tested her mental toughness more than any physical challenge she had faced. The uncertainty aided her in ways she never expected. This is someone who never missed college games, suddenly dealing with the harsh reality of professional basketball's physical demands. Clark described the experience perfectly in her interview with Sue Bird. It's not like I have a training camp. You're tossed into Game 30. No usual ramp-ups, just trust your body and hope it holds together when you step back on the court. The stop-and-go nature of her season became the most agonizing part of the entire ordeal. I think early on, with the first couple injuries, I was I need to get back, but I think, my mom texted me, gosh, this hassle injury, and, they know how hard it's been on me, but my mom was you've taken so much time for everybody else, you have to take time for yourself now, so just try to do that the best I can too. Her mother's emotional text hit different during this struggle. You've taken so much time for everybody else. You need to take time for yourself now. Those words carried weight that Clark had never felt before. The pressure to return quickly wasn't just about basketball anymore. It was about learning to prioritize her own health over everyone else's expectations. This moment marked a turning point in how she viewed her role and responsibilities. Viewership and ticket sales are up across the WNBA, and then, and they're also, when you don't play, there's a dip, a substantial dip. So how does it impact your patience? You know what I mean? You're coming back from this injury and you know this, everybody knows this, that when you play that changes. Yeah. I guess the better question is, how are you managing it so it doesn't impact your patience? Meanwhile, the numbers revealed the uncomfortable truth about her value to the league. The Fever clearly played better with her available. Their winning percentage was noticeably stronger when Clark was on the floor, going 8 wins and 5 losses with her, compared to their struggles without her presence where the team has 9 wins and 9 losses. Attendance dropped during her absences, and television ratings showed similar dips. The May 17th Sky Fever matchup had drawn around 2.5 million viewers as a WNBA viewership highlight, while later contests without Clark and other stars averaged closer to 1.5 million on ABC. The team found themselves fighting for a playoff position while missing their primary scorer and playmaker. The Fever even had stretches with only 9 players available due to injuries around the roster, as league rules limited immediate hardship signings in some windows. Definitely a bit hard, yeah. Well, I'm gonna go to every road game no matter what, whether I'm playing or not. It's hard because obviously I do feel this responsibility of being out there and playing, and not that I think there's a fear of any of this ever going away. That doesn't happen when LeBron or Steph get hurt. They're always gonna be there, yeah, exactly. So, but you do want to play. You want to give people something to cheer about or scream about, or People spend so much time and money and resources to come and watch you play. This experience deepened her appreciation for injured teammates and revealed just how much the league depended on her presence. Without her explosive scoring and court vision, the Fever's offense became predictable. Her teammates had to shoulder responsibilities they weren't ready for. The team's fifth-place standing felt precarious with each game she missed. But Clark's silence about these struggles was about to break in ways that would catch everyone off guard. When Clark sat down with Sue Bird, the conversation took an unexpected turn that had league executives scrambling. Her candid moments about officiating revealed a side of her leadership that caught everyone off guard. Sue Bird asked Clark about her sideline coaching during games she missed due to injury. Clark's response was pure fire. She smiled and said she was more so coaching the refs before delivering the knockout punch. "I would make a good ref. I wouldn't miss a call." The words hung in the air like a direct challenge to league headquarters. This wasn't just a throwaway joke from a frustrated player. Clark's comment landed in the middle of a contentious season where officiating had become a league-wide talking point. Coaches and other players had already spoken out publicly about consistency issues, with some teammates even facing fines for their criticism. Her timing made the remark impossible to dismiss as casual banter. Now that Clark is one of the WNBA's biggest draws, her critiques carry major weight throughout the league. Her delivery mixed humor with conviction, making it clear she wasn't just complaining about calls that didn't go her way. Her basketball IQ gave substance to the criticism. She had studied film. She knew what fouls looked like. She understood positioning and contact better than most players in the league. Her willingness to speak up about perceived discrepancies positioned her as more than just a player. Clark wanted to influence the game itself. She had watched calls go against her teammates while sitting on the sideline. She noticed patterns in how games were officiated. Her experiences with hard fouls and what she perceived as cheap shots during her rookie season fueled this outspoken commentary. I think the most challenging part of all this. So obviously I have the first injury, and I sit out 4 games, and I come back and I play really well. Yeah, I feel really good, and even this began the year, I played great. I started the year really good, I felt really great, my numbers were great, I was shooting the ball well, and then I get hurt, and it's okay, you gotta get healthy, whatever. You're you're gonna do whatever I can, to get back to what I was doing and whatever, feel good. The subtle jab fit into a larger pattern of frustration that had been building across the league. Players had been whispering about inconsistent officiating for years. Clark gave voice to those concerns with her platform and influence. League executives watched nervously as their biggest star publicly questioned the quality of officiating. The WNBA couldn't afford to alienate Clark, but they also couldn't ignore her direct challenge to their referees. But her criticism of officiating only scratched the surface of a much darker reality she had been living through. The physical punishment she endured went far beyond normal newcomer treatment, and the consequences were starting to show. Clark's rookie season last year and her sophomore season this year revealed something troubling about how the league's biggest star was being treated on the court. This wasn't just about adjusting to pro basketball. It was about surviving a level of physicality that felt personal and systematic. Every game brought challenges that went far beyond normal defensive pressure. Clark and many observers felt the level of physicality she faced was unusually intense. Opponents used relentless tactics, constant full-court pressure, traps, and angle forcing that changed how she got her looks and increased wear and tear. Clark described experiencing constant full-court pressure that represented systematic targeting beyond standard rookie treatment. This wasn't about teaching a newcomer the physicality of professional basketball. Teams developed specific strategies to limit her impact through exhaustion and physical pressure rather than skill-based defense. Looking back on your rookie year, it's everybody's picking up full court, trying to tire you out, for sure. Not letting you get anything easy, they're physical with you, and they're pushing you right. Everyone knows you like to laughs in our teams. You already talked about in college, they don't really do that as much. You're getting trapped, all the things. The deliberate nature of this treatment becomes clear when examining how opposing teams approached Clark versus other rookies. Her unique combination of shooting ability and court vision made her a primary target for aggressive defensive schemes. Teams weren't just trying to stop her from scoring. They were trying to break her down physically over the course of entire games. Clark admitted that her injury experience was unlike anything she had faced before, stating that she had never been through anything like this situation. The contrast between college protection and WNBA physicality became stark when viewing her current injury struggles. Of her injuries, repeated soft tissue issues across quad and groin, and the stop-and-go season have spotlighted whether stars are getting the protection they need. Clark and teammates have publicly questioned some calls and non-calls. She's been vocal from the sideline and elsewhere about what she perceives as inconsistent officiating. The cumulative toll was unlike anything in college, as she described it. Clark's story raises uncomfortable questions about how the league balances physical play and player safety. The pattern of unprotected play creates disturbing questions about league priorities when their golden goose keeps getting hurt. Her willingness to speak about these experiences represents a turning point in how the league's biggest star approaches her own protection. Clark's silence about these struggles was finally breaking, and her honest words were about to change everything. I think that's also been really good for me too, is when I do go out before games and sign autographs and see other young kids or fans or whoever's come to the games, it just gives me a really good perspective on everything, and maybe gives me a little bit of motivation and just being thankful for everything that I have, and very thankful for my fans and just the fans of the WNBA of how they can constantly continue to support and truly just want the best for me too at the end of the day. I think that's something that's really cool. Clark's candid interview changed the conversation. It shifted from stats and highlights to player health, officiating, and how the league supports its biggest stars. Her honest words about struggles create a new standard for player advocacy that the WNBA can't ignore anymore. The Fever remain afloat during her absences, sitting around playoff position, and players like Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, and Sophie Cunningham have stepped up when needed most. The combination of her newfound honesty about struggles and her team's resilience gives real hope when she returns fully healthy. Do you think the WNBA needs to change officiating or protect players more? Let us know down below.